Right, so the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial has been rolled over to tomorrow. This will allow the defense time to peruse the statement of the state's witness. Lawyers for the accused argue they only received the police officer's statement this morning. The state said it was only furnished with it by the investigators last night. 5 men are currently on trial for the 2014 killing of the soccer star.
Entitled to be given full opportunity to prepare for that evidence.
Ngaphambilini ke abakusola kanye nabameli babo istatement babesithola ngalelo langa lelo ufakazi abizwa ngalo kodwa ke sekwashintsha ke ngelinye lamacala asaqedwa elikashabalala ukuthi ke nifanele istatement nisithole ngesikhathi nizokwazi ukuthi niyilungiselele.
So if this court allows the proceedings to go on today, it will be committing an irregularity which will result in a failure of justice.
Uma bekuwukuthi ke lenkantolo ibingaqhubeka namhlanje noma ithatha isinqumo sokuthi aqhutshekwe lokho bekuzosho ukuthi akwenziwanga ubulungiswa.
Okay, for those reasons we adjourn them until tomorrow.
So kuyana sasa.
Yeah, so let's bring in our reporter, Sipho Kekana, for the latest on that story. Sipho, I think before we actually get into it, I'm quite interested in just touching on what we've just heard from the police ministers. He's talked about some of the political killings in KZN, where he's gone on to mention Fisoguhle Ntuli, who the police minister has named a notorious hitman, currently serving 189 years in prison for the murder of Tami Nyembe, an ANC councillor, and 5 others. This as he is also on trial for the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. I wanted to just link that in before we get into our discussion of what we heard in court today. Constable Zungu set to take the stand, not happening today. Just talk to us about the reasoning and really just how much we know about Constable Zungu.
So good afternoon and good morning again, ladies. So yes, we had that postponement earlier today, and this was after the state called this police officer, Constable Zungu, to the witness stand to testify on the contents of a statement which the defense say they were only finished with yesterday. So this constable, we are expecting that he is going to be testifying on what the accused told him in private conversations. And you'd recall this is just a build-up of what happened yesterday. Yesterday, we had accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi's friend, Jack Buthelezi, coming to court to relay to the court a conversation that he had with Ntanzi after he was arrested in 2020. And he told the court that at first he said that Ntanzi had told him that he was arrested because he was found in possession of ammunition illegally, so, and as well as the fact that he had killed Meyiwa together with his friends at a party in Vosloorus. And we, of course, know that under cross-examination, he then changed the tune, saying that no, it was the police who said he had killed, not that he himself had killed. So we are now seeing a continuation of that. So this police officer that has come through, his name was not on the witness list, and the state is saying that that is so because they had to protect his identity for security reasons. They could not put his name there. So we are expecting somebody who's going to come and perhaps say the accused confessed or something along those lines, along the lines of the testimony that was given by Jack Buthelezi yesterday, particularly during his evidence in chief, where he mentioned some of those things, the conversation that he had with accused number 2. So we are expecting this particular officer, whose name was not on that list, to come through tomorrow now to give the court an account of some of the conversations that he had with the accused and some of the things that they told him in confidence in relation to Senzo Meyiwa's murder at his former girlfriend Kelly Khumalo's house in Vosloorus on that night in 2014. Naledi?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting when you start looking at just I suppose the the details that are now coming out, not just from investigators, but friends and those surrounding the accused, just how much we're also learning about the 5 accused that are standing trial. I go back to even what we've heard from the traditional healer who speaks about consultations that he had, allegedly with some of the accused. So is this the trajectory that we see really the trial going, where we really start to see more of the investigators, friends and family of the accused taking the stand moving forward?
So what is happening currently, Naledi, you recall that accused number 1 and 2, according to the state, have made confessions. Now the defense is challenging the admissibility of those confessions. And so what the state is currently doing is now laying the basis. They are laying the basis for the introduction of those particular confessions. We are now moving to a stage of a trial within a trial here. We are expecting that at some stage, very soon, probably by next week, those confessions are going to be brought into court, and they are going to be debated. The admissibility of those confessions are going to be debated. You'd recall that the defense is of the view that when those confessions were made, the accused number 1 and 2 were tortured. But then the state has a different version, and those are the things that are going to emerge at the later stage. So what we are seeing right now, Naledi, we are seeing the state just laying the basis to then introduce what they call confessions from accused number 1 and 2, and so this is happening via how they brought this traditional healer on Monday to come and just testify on how he had cleansed a man by the name of Sibia and the 2 other people that he was with after a man was injured during a job that they were carrying out. And then the following day, they then brought these Buthelezi, who then testified about a conversation that he had with accused number 2. So we are expecting now this police is going to continue on that trajectory. And at the end of that, we are now going to see the state introducing what they call confessions from accused 1 and 2.
Yeah, very, very interesting. And just lastly, before I let you go, Sipho, I think one of the things that we have learned about this trial is the massive public interest in it. As we get into these minutiae, really, of the details, particularly from law enforcement and friends and family, perhaps so those surrounding the accused, has that public interest waned? I mean, what does it look like outside of the courts, and when you look at, the conversation nationally around the case and the trial?
I can tell you now that this case has been getting a lot of interest. It has been getting a lot of attention from the public in general on a daily basis. If you look at the numbers, the conversations that continue on social media, the number of people who sit and watch this trial unfold on the SABC YouTube channel, you see that there is a lot of interest, and it keeps growing and growing. A lot of people have expressed today disappointment at the fact that we've had this postponement. You'd recall that previously we were having these postponements, a lot of them under the previous judge, that is Judge Sipho Kekana. However, since this rebooted trial began under Judge Rathamokgwatleng, we've been seeing it going at a very fast pace. At some stage, we were having about 4 witnesses in 2 days. And a lot of people have been very, very impressed with how that has been going. A lot of people are expressing their views on a number of issues about what is happening in court, the activeness of the judge as well, and how they feel at times he is kind of getting a little too involved. So there are a lot of opinions going around. People are really interested in what is going on in court.
Yeah, no, very, very interesting. I just checked to Twitter as well, and once again, hashtag Senzo Meyiwa on the trends list. And it seems every time we do have an appearance in the courtroom there, hashtag Senzo Meyiwa continues to lead the trends list. So a big conversation in South Africa as the country wants to see justice 9 years later. Sipho, thank you for keeping us updated, and I know that you will be doing so as well throughout the trial. Sipho Kekana there, our reporter.